What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. It's actually been quite a while since we took some time to talk about some really awesome skin concepts from the community, and I definitely always really enjoy showcasing some of the talented things the League of Legends community comes up with. So today we spent a bit of time searching for some fan-made skins that we definitely haven't shown before, and today we're going to be going through a good amount of some of my favorites. And just before we start, we have a quick message from our sponsor, GGEsports.com. On their website, you play as an analyst predicting the outcome of esports matches, but you don't use any real money, just their in-game currency, which you get for free and can use to win real prizes like laptops and phones. Right now, they have extra prizes and rewards for the duration of the Worlds tournament, actually, and they're also doing an RP giveaway on Facebook, which I'll have a link to in the description. All you need to do is like and share the page and comment on the page with your GG Esports username. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. The first skin on our list today is Angel of Death Kale by Anne-Marie Cochran. Even though Kale is considered to be a hero trying to eradicate evil, Riot does often experiment with skins to make a champion portray a very different character, and the artist here has kind of done that same thing. Angel of Death Kale is a darker take on her character design, featuring a scythe instead of her flaming blade, and bulky, skull-covered armor to show that she's not here to make friends. One of the really cool parts about this skin is all the different masks and designs that Anne-Marie iterated on while looking for the perfect fit. Some of the mask designs are similar to human skulls, whereas some look more a little bit like a knight's helm, although the final design is pretty unlike both of those styles. Either way, it looks seriously cool, and I'd definitely love to see Riot take some inspiration from this design in the future. Now our next skin to talk about today is a concept by Noah Warner, and it's called Oni Poppy. In terms of production quality, this might honestly just be one of the most well-produced fan-made skins I have ever seen. The level of detail with this one is honestly just so insane. The Oni theme as well actually really does suit Poppy quite well, to the point where I'm honestly kind of surprised that it hasn't been done by Riot before, and the whole red-blue color scheme really stands out well on Summoner's Rift. Noah used the same concept iteration method that Riot themselves actually used, testing different versions of Poppy's clothing, horns, hammer, buckler, all sorts of stuff to find the version that best suits the overall theme, and there's quite a surprising amount of detail present here as well. One of the most awesome things about this skin is that Noah spent time to actually recreate Poppy's abilities with new visual effects to match the Oni theme too. It's honestly just so impressive. If I hadn't seen this one on ArtStation, I definitely would not have been surprised at all to find out that this was an actual Riot product, so fantastic job Noah. Hopefully Riot hires you one day or something like that. The next skin that we're taking a look at goes by the name of Midnight Soraka by Jhin, and I definitely wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the player preferences. There's quite a few players out there that potentially avoid particular champions because maybe they just don't really like the way they look. And this tends to happen more with supports than other roles, to be honest, but now and again a skin comes along that totally transforms the appearance of a character, so much so that new players could potentially actually pick up the skin and try out the champion. And we've heard a few times actually about people avoiding Soraka for similar reasons, and Riot's Reaper skin sort of fixed that issue for a few people. Unfortunately though, Reaper Soraka is a legacy skin, so not that many players actually get the chance to buy it, but this Midnight Soraka skin by Jhin is just a super clean concept that kind of accomplishes a similar thing. It appeals to players that generally don't exactly like how the current sort of celestial Soraka looks or feels. The skin is a lot darker than most of Soraka's available skins, and the moon theme would likely help it go down well with a lot of players. If it is really possible to get players to try a champion just by releasing an awesome skin, Midnight Soraka would definitely be a great candidate for an official release by Riot. Now our next skin is actually by the same person, by Jhin once again. She's the mastermind behind our fourth skin for today, which is Popstar Sona. Now Riot occasionally creates a new skin that goes down so well that they end up just kind of turning it into a recurring theme, and Jhin's next concept is sort of imagining what the Popstar theme from Ahri would look like if it was applied to Sona. As an effeminate and music-focused champion, Sona is a fantastic fit for a Popstar line of skins, and I definitely really like the direction that Jhin took with this skin. The concept just flows really well, the color scheme is incredible, really matches up well with Ahri's skin too, and just fits the skin line perfectly. It's also pretty distinct from Sona's other official skins too, which can be kind of hard to achieve with a champion that, well, has a lot of skins that already have a musical focus. Overall, it's a really solid concept, and I'd love to see the Popstar line of skins come to life in the future. Our next skin was created by a Tumblr user that goes by the name of PentheSilence, and that's up next with the Bride Katarina skin concept. And it's a pretty interesting take on a skin that we've never really seen before. You know, wedding dresses don't typically make it high up on the list of ideal combat clothing, but if anyone was gonna kick ass on the Rift in their wedding outfit, it's gotta be Katarina for sure. Unfortunately, this skin is maybe the least likely on our list today to actually make it into the game, because it's kind of a pretty big jump from the styles of skin that Riot usually makes, plus there's a ton of modeling and animating work to kind of get that sort of like dress going. Either way though, it's still a really cool concept that I thought was just really awesome, and I hope that ideas like this could potentially help Riot maybe think outside the box in the future and become even more adventurous, risk-taking with their skins, and all that cool stuff. Now our next skin is by an illustrator that goes by the name of Maja Deke, and it's with Project Diana. Kind of similar to a skin like maybe Star Guardian Ari, the Project Diana concept is designed to be an addition to an existing and really popular line of skins. And like the other Project skins, Diana is fitted with cybernetic armor and a really futuristic looking blade, and it actually just suits her insanely well. It bears kind of a few similarities to maybe Project Fiora in particular, although thanks to Diana's long hair and curved weapon, you would definitely never confuse the two, and at the end of the day, they really aren't that similar, which is definitely really important for Riot skins. They really want people to be able to recognize the champion. You can't really change all that much when it comes to the skin design. They just want the champions to be very recognizable. Either way, the Project skins are typically well known for their really amazing visual effects and sound effects, so it's kind of a shame we don't get to see this Diana in action, but who knows, maybe Riot will drop some inspiration from this design when they consider adding new champions to the Project lineup, and it's something that I would definitely expect to see in the future. Potentially this skin might actually be the one on our list today that is most likely to make it into the game, because Riot has shown that they definitely will continue to make Project skins, and it's something that can be very successful, or it's at least a line of skins that they've had a lot of success with, so there's really no doubt that they are going to make more in the future. The only question is when and to which champions. Now our next skin is actually by the same person, Maja Deke, and it's Academy Taric. And it's really just as fabulous as you might have hoped, because instead of playing the role of a school student like some of the other Academy skins, he's instead modeled after a hotshot teacher, so he's dressed sharp with the exception of that open shirt revealing his wonderful chest. You gotta keep skins kinda true to the character after all, so it definitely would make sense that Taric would just never want to button that shirt up. My favorite part of the skins definitely gotta be his hammer though. Smacking people with a hammer made out of 2 massive books is a really crazy idea, and it helps tie the skin together as being part of the Academy line rather than just being a standalone skin. Now the biggest issue with this skin is maybe the name, as Taric isn't necessarily a student, so maybe the skin would just be better under a different label, kind of like Headmistress Fiora, Headmaster Taric for example. It's not really an official addition to the skin line, which justifies it looking completely different from the other Academy skins, so Headmaster Taric might be a better way to sell it, but either way, this one's really cool, and I love my Taric skins for sure. Next up on our list today is something that actually looks like it came straight out of World of Warcraft, and that's Gatekeeper Karma by concept artist and illustrator Vlad Bacescu. Now I think it's fair to say that most people were really happy with the changes made to the Gatekeeper Galio skin after his visual gameplay update, and Vlad has used that updated skin as an inspiration for his own take on Karma's design. Now visually they're pretty similar. The whole line of Gatekeeper skins appear to be very demonic with the red skin, the jade green horns and trim and all that stuff, and Vlad also included examples of Karma's visual effects and even a side-by-side comparison with the official Gatekeeper Galio skin as sort of like a concept art study, and they honestly just look absolutely amazing next to each other. One of Karma's defining features, her wings, has been well adapted to suit the Gatekeeper thing, becoming more demonic in nature with a creepy looking set of jaws that follows closely behind. It's not known currently whether Riot wants to keep the Gatekeeper theme to be Galio exclusive, but honestly if they weren't and were going to release it for other characters, this could definitely be one of the coolest skins I've ever seen both inside and outside of the game, and it's honestly just a masterpiece of a concept. Now our next skin for today is something that I would really like to see added into the game, and it's a line of skins that I just am kind of surprised that Riot actually never really did more with, even though they have a little bit recently, and that's Pulsefire Gin. It's by the same guy who did our previous skin by Vlad Bacescu. Like Gatekeeper Karma, Pulsefire Ezreal was kind of originally just an exclusive, although Riot did finally expand the line of skins to include another marksman, Kayle. And with Gatekeeper Karma, Vlad goes to just incredible detail on his iterations. He's got this Jhin's helmet, clothing, weaponry, all sorts of really cool stuff, and he even spent the time to create some versions of Jhin's visual effects to match the Pulsefire lineup. And honestly, the whole Pulsefire concept is something that is just so cool that I really think is underutilized. Definitely one of the less appreciated lines of skins from Riot's end for sure. Something that also we've never really seen before is that Vlad also attempted a few different recolors, kind of creating his own little chroma pack for the skin with a few different styles. Gotta say though, all 5 chromas definitely do justice to the Pulsefire skin line, although the base skin is maybe the best match overall. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. I just wanted to take some time here at the end to talk about what I've personally been doing with our sponsor, GGEsports.com. This week, at the time of making this video, I've made some bets on some of the upcoming games. I think the results for the games will probably be out by the time this video gets released, but anyway, here's my thoughts behind it. Definitely got to say that I'm always a fan of going for the underdog, so I'm giving it up to my boys from FlyQuest to take it over Dignitas, but I gotta give it to H2K over Splice on EU. So those are going to be my predictions for the upcoming games. Maybe I'll be wrong, you'll probably find out. Actually, I think they will definitely be released by the time this video comes out, so you can see if I'm a total genius or just a complete idiot. Either way, big thanks to GG Esports for sponsoring our content as always, and definitely check out their RP giveaway in the description below. Either way though, I gotta say I am just so impressed with the work of all the artists we featured today. It just goes to show that the League of Legends community is full of extremely talented people, and Riot has no shortage of awesome concept artists and skin developers, and there's actually been quite a few artists that we showcased in previous videos that have been hired by Riot recently. So just goes to show that, you know, you can never give these guys too much exposure, and sometimes even just promotions like this can go a long way. So good luck to all the artists out there, you guys that are aspiring to make some awesome stuff. Keep making good stuff. You guys are awesome. Either way, that's gonna be it for the video today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.